let's face it, the holidays are stressful for everyone, but if you have an autistic child, it can be exponentially more stressful. You're going to new places, seeing family you don't see that often, trying new food. It's so much, and oftentimes it's a meltdown waiting to happen. So, how do we prepare so that we can have a good holiday, our children can have a good holiday? If you're new here, I'm Katie, mom of four, including an autistic 4-year-old. I make content talking about our journey and I share what we're learning along the way. So I'm going to share what we have done to make holidays better for our son. Be sure to subscribe so you can follow along on the journey. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 strategies that we have used for successful holidays. These are going to go from the prep beforehand all the way through the night of Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, whatever it is you're preparing for. Okay, number 1 is know your limits. So this is as the holiday plans are even getting underway. Who is going to host Thanksgiving? Who is going to make what dish for Christmas, right? And so as a mom of 4 young children, including an autistic son, I am not going to volunteer typically to have all the family come over to my house, right? I'm going to contribute to the meal as best we can and all of those things. But if I don't have multiple dishes all the way homemade from scratch, that's okay. I typically like to make a cheesecake for Thanksgiving. That's one of the things that I've done probably the last 10 years or so. And I'm going to try to do it this year. That is the plan. But you know what? If it comes to the end and it's really stressful and I need to just go buy one, I'm going to just go buy one. So when you know your limits, what you want to start with is taking a little bit of time to actually think, what is it that I have the ability to contribute and to contribute well without completely burning out and without causing my child to have a meltdown? And you can be honest with your family about what you're able to give. You're happy to help make a certain dish or bring the cups or bring the ice or whatever, but maybe you can't have a multiple day making a bunch of dishes thing. It might just not be possible for you, and that's okay. It leads to number 2, which is communicating with the family and tag teaming for support. So in preparation for the party, communicate what your needs are for all your children, particularly your autistic child or children, and how other people might be able to support you. So one thing we like to do is essentially have a rotation of who is keeping a specific watch on my autistic son during an event, because when we're in a new place or there's a lot of people, it's very easy to think, oh, the children are all okay, someone's watching them, right? And this is something that happens in summers at pool parties where there's a bunch of adults and everyone thinks, oh, everyone's watching the kids, and really no one's watching. And then it's very dangerous. And so similarly, when it gets all crazy, my son can get lost in the mix with all the people. And instead of it being solely just on me to make sure that I am watching him the whole time while also watching my other 4 children, I essentially have a core group of family, me and my husband, my parents, my mother-in-law, maybe my brother, who's my son's godfather, and we take shifts basically. Okay, you're watching him right now. And honestly, I'm always, even with that help, I'm always keeping an extra eye out because I'm very aware of him. But it does help to have other people who can take little portions of the night, and so that everyone can also enjoy the party. And that's something that we plan ahead of time. So if that's something you need, or if there's something else that would help support your family, just be sure that you're communicating that ahead of time so everyone can plan for it. And that leads to number 3, which is preparing your child ahead of time. And what does that look like? Are you bringing safe foods? Are you doing a visual story? We have been using more and more visuals in our household, a visual schedule. That actually leads to a quick plug for my 3 free visuals that I have linked in the description below, which has a calming routine and a bedtime and nighttime routine. So you can grab yours right down in the description. But that is something, if we know, okay, we're going to a certain relative's house, we're going to print out visuals related to that and do a social story, a visual social story, so that he knows what to expect, who's going to be there, and it just helps with the preparation. And then you also want to think through what are the kinds of things that are going to bring comfort to your child if they do start to get overwhelmed. So do you need to bring headphones? I mentioned safe foods earlier. Make sure you have your water bottle. Is there a comfort toy item? Is there somewhere in that location where your child can go take a break if it's needed? And just all of these things, you might want to just grab a pencil and notebook paper and go through, okay, these are the possible triggers that might overwhelm my child. How can I counteract those before the party even starts? Number 4 is to do what you can to actually enjoy the party. So doing these prep things ahead of time, especially that tag teaming thing with the family, can help so that you can actually enjoy the party too. And try to remember that the holidays are a time of love and sharing and care, and it's a special time for you to be with your family. So even with the stress and all the things that can come up with families, try to find a way to enjoy yourself, whether that's tag teaming, whether it's just making sure that you have a special dessert that you're going to look forward to at the end of the night, even if the night ends up being stressful. Do what you can to relax and be with your family. The last one is let go of expectations and have an exit plan if needed. So sometimes, despite all our prep, something happens. There's a weird smell. There's not enough food that your kid liked. Someone took the last piece of cake. Now we're in full meltdown mode. You know this can happen. It's okay if you need to excuse yourself, if you need to call it early. I know that can be super disappointing. We have had to do that before, and it's very frustrating when it happens, but all that work you did communicating with your family and all of that, they understand. Maybe you have something planned as a leftover day for the next day or two where it's a smaller group, more comfortable situation with your child. Because ultimately, you know your child best. You're doing amazing. The goal isn't perfection, it's connection, safety, and peace. And if your family is worth spending time with, they will understand too. I hope that these ideas can help make your holidays a little less stressful and a little more enjoyable. I am so looking forward to having the time with my family this year. I wish you a wonderful holiday season. Again, the visual starter pack is down below. Send this to anyone who you think would find it helpful, and remember to subscribe. Have a wonderful week.